Welcome to Wise Minds, Wild Hearts, the podcast for heart-led high achievers just like you, ready to take inspired action and achieve true alignment. If you're craving deeper influence, greater impact, and a life that genuinely lights you up, you're in the right place. I'm Kip Clark, former academic turned entrepreneur, transformational coach, elite athlete, and shameless fountain pen addict. Here, you'll learn how to leverage the beautiful wisdom of your years with the wild passion that drives you forward. Together, we'll break through those limiting beliefs, unlock the power of your subconscious mind, and create a life that aligns with your soul's desire. Ready to create the kind of impact you've always dreamed of? Let's do this. Welcome back to another episode of Wise Minds, Wild Hearts. Today, we're diving deep into a theme that's really at the core of this whole podcast, and that's using the powerful blend of wisdom and passion to achieve your next big goal. So think of these two elements like this. The passion is like the fuel, and the wisdom is your compass. So one without the other can lead to frustration or burnout or worse. So imagine a car that's got a full tank of gas, but no GPS system. So you could drive pretty far, you could drive fast, but you don't have any direction. You don't know where you're going, so you could end up getting lost or just going in circles. And on the other hand, you could have a great GPS system, but no fuel. And so that leaves you with this great plan, but no means to make it happen. So it's when you blend your wisdom with that gorgeous passion that you get the best of both worlds. You've got the drive to achieve your biggest, most audacious goals, and you've got the clarity and the experience to do so with intention and real purpose. And this is where the big transformation happens. When you're not just running towards something kind of willy-nilly, you're heading towards it with your eyes wide open, fully aware, fully committed, but also with the perfect plan and the support to back you up. And what you may find is that the only thing standing between you and your next big goal is you. So we're going to talk about what could be holding you back, how to move forward with the full force of your wild heart and wise mind. So if you've been waiting for a sign to really go for it, this is it. This is it. This is all about giving yourself permission as the ultimate act of self-empowerment. It's about consciously deciding to stop waiting for some kind of external validation or waiting for the perfect moment and choosing instead to take action on your dreams and desires right now. So it's a shift from being passive or reactive to the things that are going on in your life to being really proactive and making things happen. So just think about it. How often are you holding back on something because you're waiting for someone else to tell you it's okay? That could be a boss, it could be a partner, someone in the family, or just kind of society at large. We can often look outside ourselves for permission, but the truth is the only permission that really matters is your own. If you're not taking inspired action over time, what can happen is a kind of stagnation. So your inaction in one area of your life becomes a habit in other areas too, where you start avoiding taking risks or pursuing your passions. And you can end up with a life where every day kind of feels a lot like the last one, and where boredom or frustration or regret kind of dominate your days. So continuously denying yourself the opportunity to pursue that goal of yours, that can lead to significant emotional and mental strain too, because there's an obvious disconnect between what you want and what you're experiencing day in and day out. The regret of not taking a chance, of not seizing the moment or not following your heart can be a heavy emotional burden. Time and time again, when elders are asked, when they reflect back on their life and they're asked about what regrets they might have, they will most often say they regret the things they didn't do more than the things they did. They regret the chances and the opportunities they didn't take more than the ones that they did. So when you give yourself permission, you're taking ownership of your future. This act, this one act of self-empowerment will naturally boost your confidence because you're validating your own desires and you begin to see yourself as the author of your own story. And that is a really, really powerful shift. Now, doing this also helps eliminate the mental clutter that comes from doubt and hesitation. And I don't know about you, but I hate that. I hate when I'm stuck in indecision about something. Should I do this? Should I not? What if it doesn't work out? What if that? Blah, blah, blah. It's just the worst feeling. And what I've learned in my life is when I start experiencing that level of hesitation, if I just take some action, I make a decision, I take some action, it feels instantly better. Even if the action I take turns out not to be the best one or there's something that needs adjusting, I can do that. I can make the adjustment. I've learned to trust myself that I can handle it. I can handle if I need to switch direction a bit, if I need to change course a bit, I can do it. It's so much better than just stewing and ruminating and trying to talk myself into doing something. I can't stand that mental clutter. So when you decide, when you give yourself permission, you're no longer split. Your attention, your energy is not split between what you want to do and what you fear might happen if you take some action. So the clarity you get, it allows you to focus your energy and your attention fully on your goals, and that makes you more effective and much more efficient. Now, understand that giving yourself permission doesn't mean everything will be easy or straightforward, but it does mean that your opportunities for success go way, way up. Your chances of success if you do nothing, if you stay in indecision, they're pretty much nil. So just consider that. And let me just share a story with you here. I had this client that I worked with a while ago, and she'd always dreamed of starting her own online business, but she kept holding back because she was waiting. Her thing was she was waiting for the right time. She thought she needed a little more experience with something or a little more money to invest in it or more approval from her family. There's always one other thing that she felt she needed before she could get started. So as we explored her beliefs around this and really dug into it, she realized that actually she was the only one holding herself back. And so when she saw that, she decided just to give herself permission to start small, baby steps, start with what she had right where she was. And it was unbelievable. The moment she made that decision, everything started changing for her. Her energy shifted. She started taking small but consistent actions every day. And in under a year, it was about 11 months, just like 10 and a half, 11 months, she had built a thriving online business. And she's told me that the single most important decision she made was to stop waiting for someone else to give her the go-ahead and to give herself permission to pursue her dream. So, what can you do if you recognize you're the biggest obstacle standing in your own way? Well, there are some things. The first thing is to identify and challenge those underlying limiting beliefs that are holding you back. So this is about noticing your thoughts whenever you consider your goal. So if you're thinking things like, I don't have what it takes, or who am I to be doing this, or I just need to do this thing or this one more thing here or that over there. I just need to do one more thing, one more before I begin. Those are the thoughts that need some attention. Right? So those are limiting beliefs. If they're not challenged, you're never going to make the kind of progress that you could be making. And truly, this is the kind of work I love doing with clients because it is so powerful. And once those beliefs are exposed and new empowering ones are created in their place, there's just literally nothing that can stop you from creating what you want. I remember I was thinking about this episode, about recording this episode this morning, and I remembered as kids, my older brothers and I, we used to play a lot with Hot Wheels. And we would create the most elaborate setups with those remember that orange plastic tracks? So we would, all those little cars would travel on them. And so we'd create these quite elaborate setups. We'd go up and over furniture and under tables. And there was always a loop-de-loop. We loved it. And we spent hours playing with them. And then one time we got something called a juice machine, which was a sort of low garage-like building, and the track would go through it. And inside the juice machine, there were these two spinning drums that would grab the car as it came in and then send it flying out the other side at super high speeds. It was so fun. It was just so fun. And I got thinking that this is exactly what happens to us when we change our limiting beliefs. It's like our goal gets propelled forward by a kind of cosmic juice machine, and everything starts feeling so much easier. So how can we supercharge our goals by shifting those limiting beliefs? Well, first, we can lean into the certainty and the trust that comes from knowing the universe always has our back. And this is really important. It's true even when things seem to go sideways from time to time. If we just hold on to that unshakable belief that we always have the most powerful support available to us, we won't just survive those challenging times, we can actually thrive in them. We are all divine beings, including you and me and everyone else. We're all connected to the same source that has created all the incredible, beautiful, amazing things we see and experience around us every day. And by the way, it doesn't matter how you conceive of that source, whether it's universe or infinite intelligence or God or however you conceive of that kind of infinite being, the fundamental truth is that we are all supported in ways we can hardly even imagine. And once we really lean into that belief and we trust completely that the divine always has our back, that gives us the most solid foundation from which to build out our goals and dreams. So when I'm encouraging you to give yourself permission, I'm not saying go out on a limb here or go it alone. What I'm saying is go for it, knowing you've got the best cosmic team in your corner, if you will, backing you up and supporting you completely. The universe is just waiting for you to give yourself that permission, because once you do, all kinds of seemingly magical things will start to happen. Suddenly, the right person will show up to lend you a hand, or you'll get an amazing offer for something that's exactly what you need, even if you didn't realize it. Or some kind of fantastic situation will occur that you didn't anticipate, but that becomes a complete game changer for you, and so on and so on. That's what I like to call the cosmic juice machine effect. And it's such an awesome thing. You'll be giggling like a kid again about how fun it is to create what you want now. So, as I wrap up today's episode, I want you to take a moment to think about the goals and dreams that you've been holding on to. And those ones you've been holding on, but you've also been holding back on them. You're holding yourself back. Ask yourself, where have you been waiting for someone else's approval, or for the perfect time, or for just the right circumstances? Because the truth is, the only permission you need is your own. The universe is ready to back you up, but it's waiting for you to take that first step. Giving yourself permission isn't about having all the answers or knowing exactly how things will unfold. In fact, it's probably better if you don't know that, because the universe then can work its magic and things will turn out even better than you could have imagined. So this is just about deciding you're worthy of pursuing your dreams right now, just as you are, right where you are. So, what's that one thing you can do today to move the needle forward? Whether it's making a call, sending an email, taking that one small step, do it. Do it. Because when you give yourself permission to really go for it, you're not just opening the door to possibility, you're kicking it wide open with all the passion and wisdom that makes you beautifully, fabulously, uniquely you. All right, my friends, that's it for this episode. If this has been helpful to you, let me know. I love to hear about all the positive changes you're making in your life. And if there's someone you know who might benefit from hearing this message, please share the love, my friend. See you next time on Wise Minds, Wild Hearts.